What's up guys? It's here, Bayanino or Quadigy. And earlier or yesterday, I posted in one of my earlier videos that I obtained the Bruin Mark 9 Firebrand LMG in Warzone and that I had a very nice method in order to get it because it's Easter egg related. So if you guys are here for that, make sure you guys stay tuned because in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to pretty much do the access code in the bank. And then that will pretty much help you override the computer in the subway, and then you can get this special type of variant for the Bruin Mark 9. Basically, if you've seen my previous videos, I've done a video on the Bunker 11 Easter egg, which is the MP7 reward, and I've done a guide on the CR56 AMAX Enigma, which was for the Stadium access code. And if you remember these videos, and you've been here since then, definitely let me know in the comment section below, because for this video, my guide on this new Bruin Mark 9 Firebrand Easter egg will be as in-depth or even more in-depth as those two. And the good thing about this Easter egg is that it's not even that hard compared to those two Easter eggs, especially the Stadium one. Stadium one was very annoying. But with this Easter egg, you'll be a lot more relaxed, especially if you take my advice on this guide. So without further ado, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications, because this Easter egg isn't that bad, but I will have a very in-depth guide for this Easter egg in case you might find it difficult. And if you take my advice and it helps you, definitely let me know in the comment section below, like I said before, and subscribe so we can reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers. Man, it's crazy to think that when I did the Stadium Easter egg code, I was under 50k, and now we're over 50k, which is just incredible. So thank you guys for all the love and support. Oh, and before I forget, comment your Activision/PSN/Xbox IDs in the comment section below, because you might need a friend or two if you're playing solo trying to do this Easter egg guide. This Easter egg guide is really easily done with 2 or more people that know what they're doing. So I highly recommend that if you're running solo right now, just comment your Activision in the comment section below. Me or somebody else in the comments, or somebody watching this video might be available to help you. And I kind of want to use the comment section as a little hub for people to get together and finish this Easter egg up. So go ahead, help each other. It's really well appreciated, and I want you guys to have a chance to get this Firebrand Bruin Mark 9. So yeah. And without further ado, let's find out how to solve the bank/subway Easter egg. So the first thing to know is how to start the Easter egg. And in order to start this Easter egg, you want to go to this dome-shaped building in the middle of downtown. It's very iconic. You probably know where it is as soon as I freaking show it off in the video. But definitely go here with 2 or more people in plunder. You need 2 or more people. 2 people need to know what they're doing, and the 2 can just support. But this is a very easy Easter egg to do, and let's get on with it. So now you guys need to be ready for the opposition that's going to be in this building. So I recommend some of you guys, taking multiple routes and clearing out the building from each side, and which is what I'm doing here with that AS Val, by the way. Very good gun. And you definitely want to make sure you're on your toes, at least for this part, because once you're able to clear everybody out the building, the easy stuff can begin, basically, or quote-unquote easy stuff. So make sure you clear everybody out, and we can move over to the next step right here. So after clearing everybody out of the building, you want to go to the middle of the building and enter the access code right here where it says tell you to press square. Enter your access code, and this is a universal access code. So it's not 2197, it's 2179. This code will be the same for everybody regardless of when you go in or whoever goes in or what time you're doing this in. It's always going to be 2179 for that first access code. And basically what that activates is a little closing of doors effect where nobody can get into the building anymore except, for the people that are already inside. In fact, if you have teammates that are outside of the building when you turn on this access code, they can't come in, which is really unfortunate. So make sure as much of your team is inside the building as possible, at least 2 people, so that this whole process can go over a lot more easier. Now, the good thing about this is that no enemies can come in, so you're free to do as much Easter egg stuff as you want, but there's a catch. You have less than 90 seconds to try and get the rest of the Easter egg parts done, or you'll die to gas and there'll be a rip in the chat. And that's what we're going to move on to now, as you guys can see on this computer, as I try to explain how to get this second code. So after putting in the 2179 code, you have to go directly behind you and access this computer, and you'll see a set of a picture, a number with plus or minus on it, and an X all kind of just indicating that for a couple of times. And it's a 4 sets of these. It's 4 sets of a picture, a plus or minus number, and X's. So in order to explain this format, let me lay it out to you like this. So it's basically a math problem, a simple addition slash subtraction math problem. So you have the part of the painting, and with these paintings, if you look all around this building, there's Roman numerals under these paintings. And I'll show you guys how that looks like in a little bit, but that's basically the basis of what you have to know for this quote unquote math problem. And then the second number is a number you add or subtract, or zero, it just won't show a number that you have to add or subtract from the Roman numeral under the painting. And that's how you end up with X. It's literally a freaking sort of simple algebra problem. So now that we kind of have an idea of that, let me show you guys, what these paintings look like. And let's see if we can identify what part of the painting this, image is from. Now, this is the hardest part of the code, because you guys can see through these paintings, they all have Roman numerals under them. So you gotta know Roman numerals. And keep in mind that these Roman numerals, they change every game, basically. The Roman numerals change, and I think every time that you actually enter this building, they change, but I'm not sure about that. I know the code changes, but yeah, we're just here looking for that, that part of the image that kind of matches what we got on the computer. And, oh, wait, look at this image. You guys might not see it, but I do. This matches up with what we got on the computer. And once you find the painting that matches up with the image that you got on the computer, you look at the Roman numeral under the painting, and you plug that into the equation of, the whole thing. So in this case, that part of the painting responded to the actual painting that was above the Roman numeral of 9. So we got the Roman numeral of 9 plus -2, which, obviously it's a minus, which is then equal to 7. So if you guys are wondering what this 7 is responding to, it's basically the first number in your 4-letter code that you put on the computer. And now that you think about it, we need to do this 3 more times, and fast, because we have more or less 90 seconds to get the whole code and plug it in. So for the rest of the video, I'm going to give you guys a nice little strat and give you guys the logistical stuff to kind of get this Easter egg done as soon as possible, or at least this part. So this Roman numeral chart was made by my homie Ripley Games, and it's all thanks to her that, if some of you guys don't know your Roman numerals for whatever reason, here they are. And then now after this, I'm going to show you guys what each of the paintings look like, and exactly what parts correspond to which painting, and what callouts me and RDJ gave these paintings, so that you guys kind of memorize them yourselves, and then we can move on to the whole strategy that I can give you guys. Just basically, you guys want to know these paintings and what parts of each paintings are represented in the computer. One thing you guys should know about these paintings on the walls, that is, in the building, is that they don't switch at all. Like, only the Roman numerals switch, but the paintings, as long as somebody can memorize where each of the paintings are, that would make it a ton easier. So keep that in mind. So me and RDJ would call this painting with the horse archway or horse, because strangely enough, there's 2 little images that the computer likes to focus on when this painting pops up. So it'll either focus on the archway on the top left here, which is what we call archway, or it'll close up on the dude's face, which we call horse, because his face is kind of familiar in a sense. So yeah, just make sure you guys get that down. Some of these paintings might have 2 callouts in a sense, so make sure you really pay attention to the paintings and try to memorize them. So with this painting with the big house on fire, me and RDJ like to call this quote unquote flames. Basically, if you see fire on the image, then just think immediately to this painting. So this is one of my favorite paintings. This one we call General, because on the computer, they usually like to close up on one of his shoulders. And his shoulders are super distinct. They have the kind of like the combs on his shoulders. So whenever you see that, just think General and go to this painting. This one is also super distinct because it's a lady with a bag. So we call this Lady Bag. And they pretty much just focus on her bag, which is really nice. Super distinctive. It's right next to the code and everything. So that one's like if you get this one, it's a freebie. This one, me and RDJ called Mansion because it's a mansion in sunlight. So just call it Mansion. Pretty memorable in my opinion. This one we've already discussed in the beginning of the video, but basically this one we call pathways because it gives you a nice little path when they give it to you on the computer. And this last one is my favorite of all time because we just call him Prestige. Because when he's closed up on the computer, they focus on his medals. Like, he's a big baller. He's like the valedictorian of COD. So we call him Prestige because you already know he's on that Prestige Master type of level. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy our nicknames / callouts for the paintings. And hopefully you guys will take the time to memorize it to make it easier for you guys. And make sure to memorize the locations, you know. It'll take some trial and error to get used to the locations of each of these paintings within the building. But once you got it, it's pretty easy. Now, for the rest of this video, I'm going to give you guys a strategy to make this part of the Easter egg easy. This is pretty much the only hard part. So I require that you guys have a 2 or higher person squad. You can potentially do this solo, but you need to have the craziest memory of all time in order to do it. And you're an absolute beast if you do it. Next, I require that everybody remember the 2179 code just because, like, universally it's the same code. So that's what you use to lock down the area. So basically, if enough of you guys can, like, lock down the building fast enough before more people come in, that's the best thing to do. And then for the 2 people that are going to obviously work out the code, we need 1 person that completely memorizes the paintings and locations within the building of where those paintings are. And they're going to find out the Roman numerals. And then also they have to look at the computer when the other person looks at the computer to kind of figure out what images are shown in, you know, correspond to those paintings. And the other person is going to be the code breaker. They gotta stay at the computer and work out the code and the numbers. So they'll do all the addition and subtraction and all that, as the other person that memorized the paintings gives them the Roman numeral to work out the numbers. So I'm gonna let this, you know, play out in practice. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what each person does by showing you guys nice little, you know, basically my run at this thing with my boy RDJ. So this is where I recommend that you guys all, like, you know, comment in the comment section down below. You know, comment your PSNs, comment your Activisions, comment your Xboxes, because it's nice to have one other person at least while doing this part that knows what they're doing. And you guys can decide who's going to be the one that memorizes the paintings and who's going to be the one to work out the code. So hope you guys enjoy. Since I was the one that worked out the code, I wrote this stuff on my notepad on my computer. So obviously I had the universal code there just so I can remember it. And then obviously it's a 4-letter password, so I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 written down to try and, like, you know, work it out in order. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I do on each step with this notepad as the code breaker, and let's see how this sweet Easter egg rolls out.
I'm in.
Okay, be ready for Okay, I'm here. Go for it. Go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. 2179. Okay, I think we're safe. So I'm going to pause every time, obviously, that something happens so I can explain it to you guys. So you guys saw we entered the building, but on different sides. I think I entered through double doors on the left right here, and I entered through the back way. It's always good to, you know, kind of cover a whole perimeter of the building so you can eliminate anybody that goes through the doors. And so while that's going on, you have to make sure you protect somebody. You know, it can be anybody, but they have to enter the universal code into the, you know, to the access code, because that way the doors can get locked as soon as possible and you can kill anybody that's inside as soon as possible, so you guys can go ahead and do the rest of the password. So keep that in mind. That's very, very important, why everybody needs to know the universal code. And yeah, let's continue watching and see this very important part. Oh yeah, very important to note, I am the code breaker, and RDJ, I guess you can call him the artist. He's the guy who's going to look at all the paintings and tell me the Roman numerals. This next part is important because it's the first time that we look at the computer. So the first time you look at the computer, the code breaker should look at the numbers, you know, the plus or minuses, and write them down. And then the painter or the artist should look at all the paintings and recognize them and try to memorize, you know, what the paintings are and what they correspond to. You guys will see how me and RDJ do it. It's pretty cool.
All right. Okay, general or prestige, ladybag.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Alright, so prestige.
So immediately as those sequence of numbers progresses, or, you know, images and numbers progress, me as the code breaker, I have to write down on my notepad all the pluses and minuses so I don't have to worry about them later. So that's your important, first run as a code breaker. Get all the pluses and minuses down. If you're the artist or the painting, make sure to memorize where each of the images correspond to what paintings. And then you guys can work it out afterwards, after that first run. So that first run is very important. Codebreaker gets the numbers, and the artist or painting tries to recognize where each of these images are from and what paintings they correspond to. So now in this little next run, I'm gonna look at the computer again, but he's gonna go around and look for the Roman numerals that correspond to each of the images that we saw. So I'm gonna write them down as he tells me, the numbers, and you guys will see how this kind of goes. Also, I'll try to memorize the third and fourth images if he doesn't exactly memorize them in this next, playthrough. Watch.
Alright, so Prestige is Roman numeral 4.
Uh-huh.
Ladybag is Roman numeral 1.
Uh-huh.
And the third one was Arcs, right? Which would be horse.
Arch, yeah.
Okay, that's Roman numeral 6. And that last one should have been Mansion, which is Roman numeral 4.
So now we're on the final stretch. We have our code, but let me point out a couple things that happened there. Obviously, after the first two, his mind started to be a little bit, jarring, because, it's hard to memorize 4 pictures. It really is. So you, as the codebreaker, while still being at the computer, you should press square around, like, the first or second number, like, afterwards, so you can remind them of what their third and fourth picture are as the codebreaker. And as the codebreaker, you should know, the images and the paintings that they correspond to. It's just that the painter goes over to the Roman numerals and tells you the Roman numerals, so you guys get that understanding. So yeah, hopefully that makes a lot of sense. Now we obviously do the math, and as you guys can tell from these equations, you add everything up or subtract, and we get the code 7, 4, 9, and 2. So with this keypad, it's different from other keypads because they're only giving you half of the number. So I have to enter 7, 4, 9, and 2 twice, basically. So I have to enter the top half of 7, the top half of 4, the top half of 9, and the top half of 2. And then I gotta type the bottom half of 7, the bottom half of 4, the bottom half of 9, and the bottom half of 2. This part got me really stressed out during our runs, but luckily I was able to do it this time. And then once you're done with this, it's easy. You're basically guaranteed the reward at this point. This is the only hard part. Okay, let's go. So 7.
Oh, okay, this might be it. This might be it.
4, 9, 2. Yeah, this is definitely it if I'm not slow. Come on, Jose. Come on. Where's... Oh, there it is. And then... 9. Got it!
Yes! Let's go! Okay, where do we need to go?
We need to go to airport.
Okay, airport.
So yeah, that's it. You'll pretty much know that you did it after you get that subway override access or whatever. And you have to go over here to near airport, and you have to go to the little subway under there. So yeah, this is pretty much just showing you the route, how to get there. You go in through here, go through this little hole or this little area. You go to the left here. You don't go to the right. Don't go to the right because then you'll get kind of lost. But go to the left. Go to the left again. Go to the left again. And then straight ahead, you'll go to the computer room and then press square on the computers. And they'll do a little thing for like 30 seconds or whatever. And basically just wait until this thing is done. And then you'll get on the train and be on your destination. But yeah, not bad Easter egg. Like, I like that this Easter egg is easier in the sense that nobody really interferes with you when you're in the Easter egg process. Like, when you're in the middle of getting the paintings and the code done, nobody can kill you. You're pretty much safe unless they have, like, FMJ or something. But after it says, AE trains arriving soon, you get on the next train right here. Get in here, make sure it says maintenance. That's the train that you want to pretty much use to go to the Easter egg room and just be inside with your group and your squad. Be excited because you guys finally did the Easter egg and you guys are gonna get the free Bruin. This subway station is basically a secretive station right here that you can only get to with this Easter egg with a bunch of goodies. You get specialist bonus, freaking juggernauts, you get advanced UAVs, you get a whole bunch of stuff in this freaking area. So if you were to do this on like a regular battle royale game, you'll pretty much be set to win the game. It's incredible the things you can do. And on this table right here, you'll find the firebrand. You won't really get a notification saying that you earned it or anything, sadly, which I think is always like a really cool part. But the firebrand is the Bruin Mark 9, and even though it's been nerfed, you know, it's just nice for a little collector's edition. So we now have the Bruin Mark 9, the CR56 AMX, and the MP7 Mud Driver as Easter egg rewards. And let me know which ones you guys have enjoyed so far. This one I liked for its ease of difficulty. Like, this one really isn't that bad, at least when compared to the other ones. The other ones take a lot more coordination and a lot more skill in my opinion, especially the freaking stadium one. But once you got this one down, like, it's pretty easy. So let me know if this guide helped you by dropping a like, subscribing if you're new, turning on those post notifications, because it'd be really well appreciated as we're getting closer and closer to 100,000 subscribers. Here I'm showing you guys how to get out of here. You have to go to the computer again in this room, from the opposite room, and then you just press any key, or you press square, and then you can leave. Just in case you guys wanted to leave here, you know, if you're trying to win like an actual battle royale game. So when it says train departing, please board, then you get on the train, and you're on your way out of here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this Easter egg. Shout out to my man RDJ for playing with me. We were able to do it in a 2-man in Plunders. And if you were able to do it in a 2-man, I'm pretty sure you'd be able to too. Do keep in mind this was Plunder Trio, so we were up against 2v3 quads, or 2v3 squads when it came to, you know, securing the building. So this might be harder in quads, but you know, definitely worth an attempt if you want to get this reward. So yeah, you guys are all freaking amazing. Keep being big ballers. If there's anything that I've been unclear about and I need to clear up a little bit more, make sure you guys, you know, let me know your questions in the comment section below. And once again, comment your PSNs, Activisions, whatever the case is. And yeah, you guys are all freaking beautiful and amazing. And follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheMarkOfAHero. You guys want to see me live, and I will see you guys later. Keep being big ballers. Bye. I love you all. I need